Hello, I'm Aaron Roller.
Hi, and I'm Kieran Culligan.
We're here today to talk to you about the Sausalito Ferry Landside project and more good things about the Sausalito area. So first of all, we're introducing Golden Gate Mobility. It's a concept, an organization that Kieran and I are starting to improve human-powered mobility in Southern Marin. First of all, let's just talk about what is the ferry and where is it, who uses it. So basically, it is located in the heart of Sausalito, and it actually historically has been the terminal of the old train that used to come in here. So it's actually been a transportation hub through the history of time. Now it's mostly just tourists and commuters that actually travel between San Francisco and Sausalito. And daily, Monday through Friday, we've got commuters using it on a heavy basis. That's really just kind of the morning and the evening. Then tourists will use it heavily on the weekends, and we've got multiple companies that come in. Right, you got Golden Gate Ferry, you got the blue and gold ferry, you got, I think there's a red and blue, maybe some other colors, and so they all kind of come in and have different purposes. We also have a lot of bikes that are actually bicyclists that actually use it. Mostly tourists, but a lot of bike commuters in the morning will actually take their bicycles on the ferry. Note that e-bikes aren't allowed. Electric bicycles aren't allowed.
Yeah, it's also worth noting that typically for the ferries that these bicycles are going on, but the gangway is quite narrow to get to the boat, and then there's an awkward layout where you load in Sausalito, you load on the bottom level and you park your bike on the bottom level. But then when you get off in San Francisco, you have to take your bike upstairs. So it's a bit of a complicated procedure. Like, it can cause a lot of congestion.
Yeah, and especially, as a tourist, you might have felt it because of the long waits, but then also as a commuter, you've seen that ferry emptying at San Francisco while you're waiting just to get home and that kind of thing. And it's that never ending, clowns coming out of the Volkswagen kind of scene.
Yeah, and we're talking, it's a huge number of trips here. So this is obviously pre-COVID time. It's way down now. The ferry schedule is reduced, but Sausalito is only a town of 7,000 people, residents. So when you talk about 600,000 to 800,000 people trips per year on just the Golden Gate Ferry, let alone the other private ones, it's a heavily used form of transportation.
Yeah, so this is why we're talking about it. They're putting in a new dock. The Golden Gate Transportation District is actually building and has proposed a new dock, as you can kind of see here in the latest design that I believe the city and the Golden Gate Transportation District have agreed upon. And so that's bringing in new ability to load in a modern. Right now, the old one's rusty. I'm not really sure the other problems with it. But mostly the loading design won't be changing much at all.
Yeah, so I mean, really what we're here to talk about, and the reason we think that this topic is important and worth a video and follow-on videos, is this Ferry Landside project. And as a kind of ripple effect of the new ferry dock, the federal government and the bridge district have $2.4 million coming to the city of Sausalito. And it's set aside for what we're calling the Ferry Landside. So this is the area, the waterfront, we call the Ferry Plaza Promenade, around that dock area. And it's really about enhancing the area. And they specifically call out enhancing pedestrian and bicycle access. And so it's not a huge amount of money, but it's definitely a really important part of our town and worthy of some serious consideration.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we have a future. We have a present right now where we're seeing some global climate change. Sustainable transportation obviously is a really important part of this, as well as the fact that it is actually reduces. It is highly congestion, but it also reduces congestion on our bridges and in San Francisco and all that. It also this whole area is a form of income for Sausalito. And they rely heavily on some of the parking revenue that's down there, but then also the income that comes through property taxes. Sales taxes. Through at the businesses downtown, and so that's an important thing.
Yeah, and Aaron, I mean, you can probably comment on this too, but even when I'm not using the ferry, as I am not commuting right now, this is still a really important part of Sausalito for myself as a resident. I'm out there all the time with my kids. I'm going for walks out there. It's an important part kind of the fabric of this place.
Yeah, absolutely. I live in Old Town and Hurricane Gulch, and I have to drive through there. We call this the Gauntlet, and anyone knows that's driven through there during the summers know what I'm talking about. It is a moment where basically this says it all right here, doesn't it? It's this is part of the problem, and this is why we actually have some of the grant money to say, let's try and fix this problem, and make the situation better. We're not going to get into the details today. We just wanted to introduce the concept to everybody, and then come back and we're going to post other small videos, little nuggets like this, where we can kind of get the concepts out there and maybe get deeper into discussion and keep you all interested, and hopefully you'll be able to send links to others and say, hey, check this out. These guys are onto something, and what about this design and that kind of thing, so that we can get more people engaged in this process to make a better Sausalito and a better Southern Marin for everybody, and especially the pedestrians and the bicyclists, and even the drivers and bus riders and ferry riders and everybody that's coming through. We think it can be done better. We want to actually get people engaged and get our ideas out there, so that we can, especially while we have an opportunity like this grant money, that we can put it to good use and make sure that it's going to the use that it was intended. So.
Yeah, great. Well said, Aaron. Our goal is to keep these under 5 minutes, which, we haven't quite made it this one. We'll work on it for future ones, but expect more to come, both on the Ferry Landside project, which is kind of an important one right now, but we intend to cover some other important topics for the Golden Gate area here as well. So look forward to more. I think there's beer on the line if we eventually get 30 likes. So I owe Aaron some beer if we get there. So let's see.
We have a low bar, but hey, 30 likes, we'll take it. And be looking in our details below for links that will go to other videos and other useful resources as well.
Cool. All right. Thanks all. Bye.
Bye.